So if you just look at the formula, it may look very, very small, simple thing. It is not. Try to do it. When you will do it, then you will know it is not so easy. It looks simple. It is one of the most deepest things. We will analyze the process, then you will understand. When you take your breath in, you never feel the breath. You have never felt the breath. You will immediately deny. You will say, this is not right. We may not be conscious continuously, but we feel the breath. No. You don't feel the breath, you feel the passage. Look at the sea. Waves are there. You see the waves. But those waves are created by air, wind. You don't see the wind. You see the effect on the water. When you take breath in, it touches your nostril. You feel the nostril. You never know the breath. It goes down, you feel the passage. It comes back, again you feel the passage. You never feel the breath. You just feel the touch on the passage. This is not meant. When Shiva says, be aware, first you will become aware of the passage. When you become completely aware of the passage, then only you will begin by and by to be aware of the breath itself. And when you become aware of the breath, then you will be capable to be aware of the gap, the interval. It is not so easy. As it looks, it is not so easy. For Tantra, for the whole Indian seeking, there are layers of awareness. If I embrace you, first you will become aware of my touch of the body, not of my love. My love is not so gross. And ordinarily we never become aware of love. We are aware only of the bodies in movement. We know loving movements, we know non-loving movements. But we have never known love itself. If I kiss you, you become aware of the touch, not of my love. That love is a very subtle thing. And unless you become aware of my love, the kiss is just dead. It means nothing. If you can become aware of my love, then only you can become aware of me. Because that again is a deeper layer. The breath goes in, you feel the touch, not the breath. But you are not even aware of that touch. If something is wrong, only then you feel it. You have some difficulty in breathing, then you feel it. Otherwise, you are not aware. The first step will be to be aware of the passage, where breath is felt, touching. Then your sensitivity will grow. It will take years to become so sensitive. that not the touch, but the movement of breath is known, then Tantra says you have known prana, the vitality. And only then the gap, where breath stops, where breath is not moving, or the center where breath touches the center, or the fusion point, or the turning where breath, the ingoing breath becomes outgoing. This will become arduous. Then it will not be so simple. If you do something, only then you will know how difficult it is. If you go in it, Buddha took 6 years to come to this center beyond the breath, to come to this turning. He had a long, arduous journey. 6 years. Then it happened. Mahavir was working on it for 12 years. Then it happened. But the formula is simple. And theoretically, this can happen this very moment. Theoretically, remember. There is no barrier theoretically why it should not happen this very moment, except you. You are the barrier. This can happen this very moment. The treasure is there. The method is known to you. You can dig. But you will not dig. Even this question is a trick not to dig. Because your mind says such a simple thing. Don't be a fool. How? How you can become a Buddha by such a simple thing? It is not going to be. And then you are not going to do anything because how? This can happen. Mind is tricky. If I say this is very difficult, the mind says this is so difficult. It is beyond you. If I say this is very simple, the mind says this is so simple that only fools can believe. And mind goes on rationalizing things, always escaping from doing. Mind creates barriers. This will become a barrier if you think this is so simple. This is too difficult. Then what are you going to do? You cannot do a simple thing. You cannot do a difficult thing. What you are going to do? Tell me, if you want to do a difficult thing, I will make it difficult. If you are going to do a simple thing, I will make it simple. It is both. It depends how it is interpreted. But one thing is needed that you are going to do. If you are not going to do, then mind will give you always explanations. Theoretically, it is possible here and now. There is no actual barrier. But there are barriers. They may not be actual. They may be simply psychological. They may be just your illusions, but they are there. If I say to you that don't be afraid, go. The thing that you are thinking is a snake is not a snake, it is just a rope. still the fear is there. To you it appears a snake. So whatsoever I say is not going to help. You are trembling. You want to escape and run away. I say it is just a rope. Your mind will say this man may be in conspiracy with the snake. There must be something. This man is forcing you towards the snake. He may be interested in your death or something else. If I try to convince you too much that this is a rope, that will only show that I am somehow interested to force you towards the snake. I say to you, theoretically it is possible to see rope as rope this very moment, but your mind will create many problems. In reality there is no dilemma. In reality there is no problem. Never has been, never will be. In mind there are problems. And you look at reality through the mind. So the reality becomes problematic. Your mind works like a prism. It divides and creates problems. And not only that, it creates solutions also. First it creates problems, then it creates solutions which become deeper problems. Because in fact there are no problems to be solved. Reality is absolutely unproblematic. There is no problem. But you cannot see without problems. Wherever you see, you create problems. Your look is problematic. I told you this technique. Now the mind says this is so simple. Why? Why the mind says this is so simple? When for the first time a steam engine was invented, no one believed it. It looked so simple, unbelievable. Just the same steam that you know in your kitchen, in your kettle, the same steam running an engine, running hundreds and hundreds passengers, so much load, the same steam you are acquainted well. This is not believable. And if the engine runs, you know what happened in England? When the first train started, no one was ready to sit in it. No one. Many people were persuaded, bribed. They were given money to sit in the train. At the last point, they escaped. They said, firstly, steam cannot do such miracles. Such simple thing is steam. It cannot do such miracles. And if this engine starts, that means devil is somewhere at work. Devil is running the thing. It is not a steam. And what is the guarantee that once the train starts, you will be capable to stop it? No guarantee can be given, because this was the first train. Never it was stopped before. So it is only probable. No experience. So science cannot say, yes, we will stop. Theoretically, we will stop, but the people were not interested in theory. They were interested, is there any actual experience of stopping a train? If it never stops, then what happens to us who are sitting in it? So 12 criminals from the jail were brought as passengers. Anyhow, they were going to die. Anyhow, they were sentenced for death. So there was no problem if the train is not going to stop. Then the mad driver who thinks that it is going to stop, and the scientist who has invented it, and these 12 passengers, who were anyhow going to be killed, they will be killed. Such a simple thing as steam. But now no one says this, because now it is working and you know it. Everything is simple. Reality is simple. It is complex only because of ignorance. Otherwise everything is simple. Once you know it, it becomes simple. But the knowing is bound to be difficult, not because of reality, remember, but because of your mind. This technique is simple. It is not going simple to be for you. Your mind will create difficulties. Try with it. Another friend has asked that if I try this method of being aware of my breathing, if I pay attention to my breathing, then I cannot do anything else. The whole attention goes to it. And if I am to do anything else, then I cannot be aware of my breathing. It will happen. So, in the beginning, choose a particular period in the morning or in the evening or any time. For 1 hour, just do the exercise, don't do anything. Don't do anything, just do the exercise. Once you become attuned to it, then it will not be a problem. You can walk on the street and you can be aware. In awareness and attention there is a difference. When you pay attention to anything, it is exclusive. You have to withdraw your attention from everywhere else. So it is attention really. That's why it is called attention. So you pay attention to one thing at the cost of everything else. So if you pay attention to your breathing, you cannot pay attention to your walking or to your driving. Don't try it while you are driving. Because then you cannot pay attention to both. Attention means to one thing, exclusively. Awareness is a very different thing. It is not exclusive. It is not paying attention, it is being attentive. It is just being conscious. You are conscious, then you are inclusively conscious. Your breathing is in your consciousness, you are walking and someone is passing, you are conscious of him. Someone is making noise on the road, some train passes by, some aeroplane flies, everything inclusive. Awareness is inclusive, attention exclusive. But in the beginning it will be attention. So first try in selected periods. 1 hour, just be attentive to your breathing. By and by you will be able to change your attention into awareness. Then do simple things, for example walking. Walk attentively with full awareness of walking and also of breathing. Don't create any opposition between two actions, walking and breathing. Be a watcher of both. It is not difficult. Look, for example, I can pay attention to one face here. If I pay attention to one face, all the faces will not be here for me. I pay my attention to one face, then all are bracketed out. If I pay attention only to the nose on that face, then the whole face, remaining face, is bracketed out. I can go on narrowing down my attention to a single point. The reverse is also possible. I pay attention to the whole face, then eyes and nose and everything are there. Then I make my focus great. I look at you not as individuals but as a group. Then the whole group is in my attention. If I take you different from the noise that is going on the street, then I am bracketing out street. But I can look at you and the street as one whole. Then I can be aware of you and the street both. I can be aware of the whole cosmos. That depends how your focus is becoming greater and greater. But start from attention and remember that you have to grow into awareness. So choose a small period. The morning is good because you are fresh. Energies are vital. Everything is rising. You are more alive in the morning. Physiologists say not only more alive, your height is a little more in the morning than in the evening. Your height. If you are 6 feet, then in the morning you are 6 feet half inch. And in the evening you remain 6 feet. Half inch is lost. Because your backbone settles down when it is tired. So in the morning, you are fresh, young, alive, with more energy. Do this. Don't make meditation the last thing on your schedule. Make it the first. Then, when you feel that it is now not an effort, you can sit for an hour together, completely immersed